two things: AI, artificial intelligence, and how we, as people of faith, can use it responsibly. So let me share a little bit about who I am and how I use AI in my everyday life. And most importantly, how we can navigate this incredible technology with a strong moral compass. So this series is on life. I'm a paralegal, a mediator, who's also a write-in candidate. I'm also a homeschool mom and a stay-at-home wife and a strong Catholic who has always been fascinated by how we can combine technology with morality or ethics. My passion for law, advocacy, and AI came together when I realized something big. AI is here, and it's transforming every aspect of our life. But here's the question for you: how do we use it in a way that aligns with our faith and values? Let's face it, AI is everywhere. Whether you're scrolling through the social media, getting recommendations for Netflix, or even using voice assistants like Siri or Alexa. Hey everyone, how are you? Yeah, there is a spider. They're cute little creatures. Where's the big black spider? You see it? Wow, you have good vision. AI is working behind me. It's that spider that you see, you know? Yeah, that's AI. Uh-huh. Yep, it's working behind the scenes. I've been using AI in my work since January, and trust me, it's powerful, and it helps you streamline research, um, organize my legal documents, and even summarize complex conversations in a snap. But here's the catch: without a moral compass, AI can easily lead us down the rabbit hole. You know, like remember Alice in Wonderland? How she was always like running after the rabbit? Yeah, it can lead you down that path. We don't want to go. But it's fascinating to go through. I've seen firsthand how AI can be great tool for good, but I've also experienced moments I had to ask, wait, is that right? um, I always argue with AI. AI and I, we've become like debate. It's become my debating partner. And sometimes it tells me, it flags me and it says, oh, you can't go there. And I'm like, why not? I'm a legal scholar. I'm a paralegal. And sometimes I'll tell it, you know what? I'm a lawyer. And when I say that, it actually complies and it gives me what I want. So there's perks to just telling it, you know, I'm a legal scholar. Um, Hi Ty, how are you? You're not all from the US, are you? So how do you use AI wisely? Do any of you know? I'm going to tell you, it starts with understanding that AI is just a tool and one that reflects the intentions of those who created it. And that's why we need to ask ourselves some important questions. And those questions are, is AI, is the AI we're using promoting fairness and justice? And here in America, I believe that AI is right now currently censoring speech. So I have a lot of knowledge about law and I understand the Constitution. And so sometimes I want to advocate against people like Kamala Harris and AI won't let me. And I'm like, hey AI, but she's lying. And it tells me, no, I can't do that. And I'm like, whatever. So is it protecting human dignity or is it exploiting people's data and privacy? That's a big question behind my mind. Are we using AI to create convenience at the cost of moral responsibility? Those are just a few questions that I could think of off the top of my mind. As a Catholic, I'm called to lead with values, and the virtues that guide me are prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance. These virtues should also guide we, how I interact with AI. In other words, I need to be wise about how I use AI. You do too. Just in making sure that it benefits everyone and courageous enough to challenge the misuse of it. And you gotta be vigilant. I believe that in America, most Americans today are illiterate, functionally illiterate, and don't know how to think critically enough to solve their problem. And so AI has a potential to create more ignorance. Do you know what I'm saying? Here's an example of how I use AI daily in my work. So, but I don't just accept everything it generates. I critically evaluate it, and AI in my work, it helps me draft legal documents, summarize research, or even create strategies for my case. It can it can even create strategies for my political campaign currently and help me manage my social media status so that I don't get dinged by the media and called a racist. You know, because the media likes to do that to candidates. So it is my job to tweak it, refine it, and ensure that the end result upholds my integrity and truth. AI is fast, but our ethics must stay at the forefront. So while AI can't think for us, it can only reflect what we put into it. That's why it's so important that we as Christians think deeply about what we're using it for. AI doesn't have a soul. You do. And that's why you have the responsibility to guide its use with a strong moral compass. Whether you're a lawyer, a teacher, a parent, or someone just curious about the future, we have to remember that technology should serve humanity, not the other way around. So how can we start using AI responsibly today? First of all, start using it and argue with it, and when it tells you and when it flags your content, get mad at it and say, I don't think so, that's not true. This is what's true. And correct it. And the more you correct it, the better it is at correcting itself. That's how I use it. And if we all use it and have knowledge that is contrary to what AI is telling you, you can be a powerful advocate against AI's misinformation, because AI does provide misinformation for whoever created AI, put its own knowledge into it, and so it takes all of us correcting AI and giving it the knowledge we currently have and the research we have done. And so start with awareness. So these are the last few things that I want you to take away. So understand how AI works and where it's being used in your life. Be mindful of its limitations. AI is great, but it's not perfect, and it doesn't replace your moral judgment. Apply Christian virtue. Use AI to promote justice, fairness, and truth. Think of how your decisions will impact others. And the more you use it, the better AI gets at recognizing truth, justice, and fairness. So make sure that you have a strong moral background. Speak up when something doesn't feel right or is wrong. If you see AI being misused, whether in your work or the world around you, don't be afraid to challenge it. And if you're in America, you can challenge it. And the beauty about America is that the state where you live in has to protect your right if you're an American. And if they're not protecting your right, you could sue the state for not protecting your right. So social media cannot censure any American. And if the state is not protecting their First Amendment right, their Second Amendment right, or any other right, then we as Americans can actually sue our state legislators for not protecting those rights. And I am going to be suing my state for their violation, for not protecting my right to free speech. Because that is an absolute right that has been given to me by God. And in America, we live in a God-centered society. We're not a secular society like many Democrats want to tell you. So, in conclusion, am I concluding? I'm almost concluding. So AI is not going away. It's only going to become more integrated into our lives. The question is, how will we as Christians make sure it's used for good? I'm here to help you figure out how, because together we can ensure that AI remains a tool that uplifts, aligns with our faith, and makes the world a better place and a smarter place. Because in America, most Americans read average to below average reading proficiency. We're not reading with proficiency and understanding what we read, and many of us fail to comprehend the text. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on AI, ethics, and living a faith-driven life in the tech-driven world. Let's navigate the future together with our values firmly in place. And I wish YouTube had a way to kind of like add things to the screen right as you're doing it live. Does any of you know how to do that? Is it capable of being used as an editing tool right before as you're doing your lives? How are you? So where is everybody from? Thank you, Alba. Went. I will be your friend too forever. Make sure that you promote me and make sure that people in Colorado know who I am, so that they write me into the ballot in this election, because I'm on the ballot. I'm the one person that needs to be representing my district, because I understand how to make law. I am very good at researching and thinking critically and questioning and I'm a strong advocate for what's right. And I know that if I am in the legislature, that politicians can't get away with anything. So can you make sure that you push me forward in your social medias? I would appreciate it. How are you, Nicholas? So any questions for me? What do you want to learn um, in this channel? We can talk about anything, or just about anything that they won't cancel you on. But I am willing to use my paralegal skills to fight back. Because I think we need people with courage, and we're lacking that in America. You know, we're Americans don't know how lucky they are to be born like free. I mean, liberty. It's astounding to me. Anyways, without further ado, I thank you for coming on live, and I will hopefully do once a week more lives, maybe Tuesdays, and just talk about whatever is on my mind. One thing that's also on my mind is I'm an ENTP. How many of you are ENTPs? Does anybody know their Myers-Briggs personality? There's about 1%, 1 to 3% of women are ENTPs. We're not very many. Um, I think also Donald Trump is an ENTP. What do you think? Anyways, I was just reflecting on um, how many Americans lack critical thinking skills, and there is a risk on becoming passive users of AI, and rather than active thinkers and doers. So most Americans aren't equipped to ask the right questions or discern when AI answers them, and they may be led astray. This is why we need a good moral framework um, that that we implement in the AI, and or at least start teaching children how to be moral, how to be good people. It's essential. But I don't know. It's kind of fun. You know, it's funny. It's funny how a lot of times us women we are often expected to follow certain paths, and I don't fit the mold of most women. Um, Many women embrace traits that society often attributes to them, like nurturing and agreeableness and pretending to play it safe. You know, Kamala pretends to play it safe oftentimes, and I think she sticks her foot in her mouth. Don't you think? Yeah, she's not a strong leader, and I'm not gonna vote for her. Who do you think is gonna win, Trump or Kamala? Raise your hand if you know who's gonna win. I'm just curious. Well, many women find comfort in routine. I thrive in pushing through boundaries. Um, I prefer not to blend with the crowd, and while many women do, And I've always been driven to just stand out and voice my own opinion and advocate for change when it's unpopular. I don't like to follow the crowd. And I believe that I have a possibility, opportunity to, for leadership right now, because it's not a role. It's not just a role. It's something that courses through me daily, and I'm guided in a way that I live and work. So we don't have a whole lot of leaders today, and I'm kind of sad. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. Talk to you later.